The state of that thing.
And welcome back to yet another Northern Rider podcast. And this week, this gentleman needs no introduction. He's already been on before. You know his face. Justin, how are we?
Hello. How you doing?
I'm all right. We've already asked each other this. We've already spent like about 6 hours talking to each other before this, but then we decided we should probably start recording this.
Well, it's been so long since we started talking that we probably need to ask each other how we are again, just to the amount of time has passed.
The time has elapsed.
Yeah.
Oh dear me. So how's the bike riding been going then?
Personally for me, I've not been out on it, to be honest with you. Shamefully, I mean, my bike is right behind me, and it's gotten to the point where what's that? It's touching. It's gotten to the point where there's a little bit of mold growing on the back wheel.
Oh, interesting. I've never heard of that before.
I know, it's crazy. I think it's where the sealant leaks through the tiny little pinholes in it, and then because my shed is damp, very very damp,
moist.
Or no, not where I'm sitting. There's a little bit of mold on there, so that's what happens when you don't ride your bike for 2 or 3 weeks because it's been sat doing nothing.
The moral of the story is don't go tubeless then.
Well, yeah, maybe, yeah, I think so. Yeah, you're just giving them food. You're giving the bacteria food.
Well, this
or
is
fungus, whatever it is. I'm sure it's fine.
I cleaned my bike yesterday.
Did you?
Yes. I cleaned
that because it was the first sunny day in about a month.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty wet up here anyway, but I went on the most extraordinary bike ride yesterday, day before. You'd have seen like the recent pictures that I've just released as well.
I saw that. You took your GoPro, didn't you?
Yeah, how good are they?
Yeah, they look awesome.
I'm so impressed with the camera. Like,
yeah.
So I went on this bike ride, and I thought, right, I'm going to do now. If you, this is going to sound like a massive off current tangent here, but if you've never seen the videos, Just Another Day by Candy Tovex, he's a French ski wizard. He's about 2 foot tall, French as fuck. And I'm fairly sure he drinks a lot of red wine and smokes cigs as well, like roll up cigs as well, like very.
So he's a French skiing alcoholic midget.
Yes, and I love him.
Little person.
He is incredible on a pair of skis. He does like double backflips and all sorts of like stuff. But his videos are absolutely incredible. The way that he does it is he sets out a story. And it's basically like just a day of skiing for him. And he's like an insane skier anyway. And so he does this thing where he's like, I think it was the number 2 one. It was like he basically wakes up and then it shows the whole story going from like A to B kind of thing and then all the way through. And it's really cool. So if you haven't already seen it, go check it out and you'll see like exactly what I mean by this anyway. So I've decided to do a video for like next week. So I'm not going to talk too much about it anyway. Not that I'm some kind of like major celebrity that I have to hide things and stuff, but
secret squirrel,
nudge nudge, wink wink. So I made this video where it's kind of all first person perspective, and I was thinking about things like how am I going to attach the GoPro? And I thought, I know I've got one of those headband things and I can't find it for the love of money, so I don't know where it is. So I decided to kind of like, you know, with the GoPros, like you get the stand.
Yeah.
So I took it off there and I put the new mount on it, and it's got this rubber sort of like flat bit to stop it from vibrating. And I thought the obvious thing to think of is I can put that in my mouth. So you know how you get these like gum guard sort of mounts. So you can
I've seen those. People clamp down on them and hold them in the mouth as they go down the trail.
So I did that, and I was like, just for like walking around, I wasn't going to ride with it in my mouth because like, you know, my teeth would snap out anyway. But like, it was just so cool. Like just having like 2 hands free, but like the camera was like at like a perfect level for everything to see things and stuff like that. It was really cool. So I've been kind of playing around with some editing and stuff like that, and having a bit of fun with that. And it's been pretty good, to be honest with you. But the ride was muddy. And,
where isn't these days at the moment?
And I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was sliding everywhere, and it was just so much fun. And there was like frost everywhere, and it was just brilliant. Just absolutely loved it. But it's so good to be like to get on the bike and just get absolutely disgustingly minging though. That's I enjoyed that more than the bike ride, I think, to be honest with you.
Well, that's the thing with getting muddy. It's like you don't want to get muddy at first. When you're all nice and clean and you're sat in a warm at home, you're like, I don't want to get muddy. And then you get out, and the first speck of the dirt on you, you go, fuck it, and straight through every single puddle.
Every puddle.
Because now that you're a little bit muddy, that means that you're ruined and therefore can have as much mud as you want on you, and you might as well go like diving into the puddles or slipping sliding on your butt down like Ben Deacon and bloody old Ollie Wilkins did at Rogate in their video a few weeks back, where they had to open the DMR trail. Did you see that one?
I think I saw a bit of it. Like I keep going swapping between like different videos and stuff like that.
Oh god, it was horrendous. They did a bum slide train down one part of the trail.
Oh, nice.
Because it was just so muddy they couldn't ride it.
That's incredible.
Good video though. Good video actually.
Yeah, there was. Oh, what I started like speaking of videos and stuff. I've just been watching. My favorite person in the mountain bike world is Rob Warner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I've been watching his videos on Red Bull TV lately. He's doing like a kind of like you remember when Daddy McCaskill did the trip up to Mount Kilimanjaro? Oh
yeah, and he went with Hans Way and all that.
Yeah. It's a bit like that, but like he gets a helicopter up to the top and then they ride down and stuff, and it's very Rob Warner. It's very like.
It's very much him going, fuck.
He's like a Cockney geezer in a tribe of Africans, and he's like, oh, all right, yeah, let's have a dance. I'm gonna do this. And it's just like the most. It's so cringeworthy, but it's Rob, and you forgive him instantly, and he's the best person ever. He's just so funny. He's
the sort of person who you think would get on well with Guy Martin, really.
Yeah,
I reckon those two should do a mountain biking thing together. That'd be good.
That would be brilliant. I'd love to see that.
I would not stop talking.
I would love to see him grow his mustache back, though.
Oh, yeah. Rob's mustache was great. No. That was a work of art, that thing.
Devastated. I just saw him in a picture, and he was like on his bike, and it's just like, I was like, what? This must be gone? It must have been an old photo, surely.
What's skin?
It's just like, what's gone? I mean, I've dedicated mine now. It's gone to the pile now. Mine's kind of disappeared.
See, I've done the opposite. See, I thought that with Movember starting, I'm not into like doing Movember, but it gives me an excuse to like try to grow my mustache without it looking weird.
Yeah.
So that way it can be like at the end, if I've got a nice bushy mustache and it looks good, I can be like, well, I'll keep this. And if it doesn't, I'll shave it off and go, well, it's for the Movember.
I think it got to the point where Prince Andrew was asking me for advice. I was just like...
Oh, God.
Jeremy Epstein didn't kill himself.
Don't do that now. Next, we'll be talking about the election, but that's why we're here, because we're avoiding that debate.
It's on the TV at the moment, and like I was like downstairs, and I was just like, "Oh, is the election thing on?" My mum was like, "Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're gonna watch it." I was like, "Nope, see you later. I'm doing a podcast."
Yeah. Avoid that like the plague if you want to keep your heart in working order, you know?
Oh, God. We are screwed as a nation.
But it's fine. We've got mountain bikes.
Exactly. What more do you want? Rob Warner, mountain biking, Tasha's, or their lack of now anyway.
Exactly. When Brexit happens and we have the inflation rate of Zimbabwe and we can't afford fuel anymore, we'll have bikes we can get around on. Exactly. We'll be like the kings, you know?
Look on the bright side, at least like some kind of like, bit of a poor country in Africa somewhere is going to do a rock concert for us at some point. It's going to end up being like that, isn't it?
Live 8 for the UK.
Zimbabwe is going to be like, we've got to do it for them. Come on.
Yeah.
Bono's out there. Go give us your fucking money.
Oh, Bob's all right. He's Irish. He doesn't care. If anything, he's like, you're getting your comeuppance now.
Oh, there we go. Thanks, Bob. Is he still alive? I can't remember him being dead yet. No. Oh well. So have you been doing any riding? Like other than, have you done any riding, or are you just been kind of?
I've done a couple of night rides recently. So I've been out and about, mainly urban rides, because I like my urban riding in the winter time. Not because of the lack of mud, but because it's always night time. I find that the rides get a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
And the sort of rides I've been doing recently are with just with a couple of mates, and we don't go to do distance, and we don't go to like do the gnarliest trails or whatever. We go to just muck about basically, because there's no expectation of getting up that hill or doing 40k and all this kind of stuff that a lot of the bike clubs are doing at the moment. It's really relaxing and a really nice time. And you're just like, yeah, go on, get up that obstacle. What? I can't do that. Go on then. Sorry, I'll give it a go. Promptly fall off and smash of facing, all that kind of stuff. But it's like, it's almost like being back in school again, and playing keep you up in a field and all that kind of stuff with a ball. It's simple stuff.
That's what adulthood is.
And so it's like back to grassroots. Whereas you find if you go to a lot of meets or you go out with a lot of the bike clubs and stuff, it's all about come on. Yeah, it is literally like a brigade. How far can you go? How fast can you go?
My dick's slightly bigger than yours.
Exactly. What's your gearing? That must be why it's easier for you to get up that hill. It's like,
no, it is. No, it is. I went for a bike ride with my dad, and he's got the Caliber 2 cubed, I believe it is.
Oh yeah,
and he's got like 72 gears on it and stuff like that. And I'm there with a 1x, like 11 speed, and I'm just like, I'm fairly fit. I can get up a few hills and stuff like this, and I can do like a 10-mile run or whatever. I consider that as a base level of fitness. That's fairly decent. And my dad's like 60. He's a bit overweight, and he's diabetic, and he's got health problems and this, that, the other through old age and through being in Baltic cold conditions with no warmth in the army and stuff like that.
Yeah,
bless his heart. And he's in front of us. Something's gone wrong, like somewhere in the food chain here. Like he's just fucked off right in front of us, and he's like flying away, and I'm like, am I unfit? Am I broken as a person here? Like, is what's going on here? And I was just like, no, he's got more gears. And I'm like, that's why he finds it a little bit easier. I'm like, that's what it is. I'm going to keep that excuse.
But that's fine. He's in it. I see people who are still sticking with 2 or 3x gearing as on a different planet, like in a different world. They're doing different things entirely. So whereas if you're 1x, it's all about whether you're 10, 11 or 12. Or actually, now that Box have bought out that weird drivetrain, there's 9x. It's 1x9 as well, isn't it?
What's that going to do for you though?
Oh, I don't know. Well, it's like it goes from 11 to 50, but within 9 gears rather than 12.
Okay,
So it's got basically massive steps between each gear. So you either have to be really like caning it all the time, or you're going downhill.
I'm going uphill most of the time.
Yeah, exactly. Probably wouldn't work. I think that's what Seth put on his hardtail, that he turned into a sort of dirt jump bike.
Oh, was that the beast machine or whatever you call it?
Yeah, that was it. He put the 1x9 on it because it allowed him to pedal back up the hill, but at the same time, it wasn't too many gears to think about when he's going downhill.
Yeah,
which sort of makes sense.
That's quite interesting. I mean, I'll be honest, I rode BMX for quite a bit in my youth, and I got around, and then I had a single speed mountain bike.
Yeah,
I got around. I got places. It was pretty good. Couldn't complain really.
Legs of steel though.
I've got ham hocks for legs, mate. I've got ham hocks for legs, and it's great. Yeah. So like, have you asked for anything from Santa Claus for this year?
I have asked for a certain thing from Santa Claus, but I probably can't go into it without revealing too much of what's going to happen on the channel.
Jesus, the secret squirrel.
I know. I mean, suffice to say, the bike is going to get a full strip down as part of it. So
ooh, naughty.
Yeah, I know.
Is this what it's came to now? We've got YouTube channels, and now we're like, what can I ask for Christmas that's going to benefit the channel?
Exactly. The great thing about this is that it doesn't cost any more than 50 quid. So it's not expensive.
That's fine.
And it's going to transform the bike. So I cannot wait.
Transform. I tell you what, I got my bike from my mechanic. I keep saying this like I've got my own mechanic, like just sitting in the house somewhere waiting.
Yeah, he's your mechanic. You employ him.
It's just like, hello, I'm here to fix your bikes. I take it though, guy. If you live in the northeast, go and see Skinny Mick. Skinny Mick is the absolute boy of fixing bikes. He is. He's just an independent guy who just does his own bike maintenance. He does. When I did my, I keep calling it the Audi 9s. Maybe it's one day. The Eastgate TT, the race that I did.
The Eastgate TT.
Yeah, and
that is Audi 9s in your mind.
Same thing, really.
Don't let anybody tell you different.
I won't. Don't you worry, mate. I won't. And he's just absolutely, like, he's spot on. Like, he just knows, like, bikes like the back of his hand, and then even better. And he rides, like, sponsored and things like this, and he's just brilliant, man. He's so good. But if you are in the northeast, or in Newcastle, and you're looking for a solid bike mechanic, Skinny Mick, you can find him on Facebook. A little plug from there.
How skinny is he?
He's fairly skinny. I thought he was going to be fat.
Oh, you thought it was one of those ironic names?
Yeah, you know when you get those kind of like me, if they call me tall boy or something, I don't know. Tall boy, and I'm like 4 foot.
Oh, and they come out and call me little man, and I'm standing there at 6'3", struggling to breathe, with the altitude.
I was really put off by the fact that everyone that I was going to eventually meet was all going to be like 6 foot tall or something in the group.
That's all right. We'll carry you. Be fine.
It's just the thing. I don't know why, but like if you're over 5'7", if you're over a medium caliber bike, your bike just looks weird. Like
it looks totally different, doesn't it?
Gap.
Like I am so jealous of the medium bikes because they look so good, especially with the shock all cramped up inside that little triangle, and the triangle and the top tube angles down a lot steeper than mine one does. I mean, mine one's practically straight. It's just
yeah.
And it basically just looks like any old other like normal hardtail bike from the 1990s. Essentially, if I want to get extreme with the description. But you compare that to the medium bikes, so like the not little people. That's a really derogatory term, isn't it? Well done, Justin. People smaller than myself or shorter than myself.
You sizest, you.
I know, below 6 foot, you're a little person.
I'm going to unsubscribe to your channel now.
Yeah, go on, unsubscribe everybody who's short. This isn't for you. No, I'm kidding.
Little people, unite.
But yeah, the medium bikes just look so cool. They do look like little dirt jump bikes.
Yeah, no, I totally
by
agree.
The fact they had like the seat tube angle and the head angle to do all the other cross country stuff around. Just that having that head tube angled down because the seat tube isn't quite so long. It looks so cool.
It's so much better. That's what you get for being lanky. Is there any bikes out there that's like looks good at that size? Like large?
I think you're probably looking at all these boutique long reach bikes like Pole and stuff like that.
Long boys.
Flair's the new one that's come out recently, isn't it?
Who?
Flair.
Flair. Yeah.
Yeah, that's another bike brand that's recently cropped up, or Kotick, or
I've seen a few of them
Kingdom as well. That's another one as well.
Coming out the woodwork. I mean, it's Christmas time. They're coming out at the same rate as bloody Michael Bublé's coming out. It's like, oh, that's another bike company out in the shed. Yeah. I mean, it's good to see.
They're sick.
Yeah.
Not sick anymore.
I wonder if there's going to be any sort of like dramas over the Christmas period, like with bikes and stuff like that. There's always got to be something going on somewhere along the line.
I don't know. Most of the boutiques, the UK sellers now seem to be sort of old boys who dab hand at welding rather than it being, because I think where Sick Bicycles went wrong is it was a group of guys who had an idea to, they started, really they were a t-shirt brand that could make some bikes. That's really how they got started.
Yeah.
And then they made these things that like had really cool colors and all the rest of it. And that was really their main selling point, wasn't it? It wasn't so much the angle of the bikes. And even like, I know that, who was it? Was it One Planet X or something that acquired the built frames that were Sick Bicycles?
Yeah, because they're selling them off like,
and they were selling them off, and like
cheap.
the descriptions of them were just awful. They were like really slagging them off.
Yeah.
But like, if you don't want to be able to climb on this bike, this is the climb. This is the bike for you.
Have
you want to feel weird going downhill? This is the bike for you.
Have you watched any of their live Facebook live shows, Planet X?
I've not seen any. I didn't know they did.
So what they do is they have this genius concept of doing auctions. They do live auctions.
Oh, really?
So they basically have a shitload of bins.
Yeah.
And I think from what I remember, you go on the website and it says auction. You click on auction, and it gives you a list of stuff in the bins. So you got bin 12, and it's got, I don't know, like drop a post, and I don't know, see-through pants or something.
Yeah.
And then you can bid for that, but nobody bids on it. So it's literally just like free licks. So it's like, I think it was like £20. No, it was £10. For bin 6, and it had these really cool like handlebar sort of bags, for like bike packing and stuff like that. And it was like two sets of them that they were fully waterproofed up and stuff like this. And I think the retailed around about £30 or something like that. That just seemed relatively good. And it's like the weirdest thing ever, because I just like he's Jimmy Savile. There's no other way around it. He's Jimmy Savile. Every time I see him, and I see him on there, honestly, he's just the weirdest bloke ever. And then he has like, because there's no filter on like live stuff and that. So if you do kind of like catch anything, you catch it live and stuff, which was kind of the beauty of it.
Yeah.
So anyways, he had this fella on there, and he made like the most like anti-Semitic joke I've ever heard. He just came bursting in. He's like this northern like Yorkshire type bloke. He's just like stocky and small and that. You would like him. And he's just like bolts on through, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sweating like a Jew in a synagogue or something like this." Whatever. And I was just like,
"You can't say that online now."
Jesus. And the guy just like, his face just dropped, and he's like, "No," he's like cutting his throat and stuff like this. He's just kind of like going, no, shut up and stuff like this. And I humbly apologize to all of you and stuff like this. And I'm sitting there in the comments and the chat, and I'm just like, should I not? Should I just be like, I'm from the Jewish community here? Should I? Should I pop in and just make them sweat for a bit?
Cat running.
It was just the strangest thing ever. Like, and I ever since I heard that, I was just like, these guys are the dodgiest blokes ever. Like, they might as well be selling shit off the back of a van.
Oh, well, that's probably where they got it from.
That probably is by, like the Jimmy Savile-ness of it all. But a bargain's a bargain.
You'll have to send me the link to those auctions just to have a look, because that sounds mad.
You'll find like there's a load of like stuff on it that you probably don't want. Like there's a lot of like when I say jerseys, I mean like stuff from like the 90s. But I think they've remade it, so it's like 90s sort of like mountain bike rad and like that sort of like neon kind of stuff.
Oh, but that could be cool. That's all sort of coming back these days.
Yeah, like that kind of retro kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They sell like jerseys like that, but it's like, it's mountain bike related, but it's like all road bike gear. That's the thing that really weirded us out a bit. It's kind of like Lycra stuff, and I was like, right, okay, right, that's cool, interesting, right. So, yeah, I mean, if you get a chance to go on it, I'll send you a link when we finish this and stuff like that, and it's just like, it's really good because you do get some bargains on there, because there's stuff on there, because I was like, I'm skint at the moment, like, I shouldn't really be watching this, and I ended up just looking at it, and I was like,
too much temptation.
Quite tempting. There's some good bikes on there for cheap as well. It's mainly road bikes, I think it is, though.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting channel, to be honest with you. I mean, their website's fairly decent. They keep trying to flog me that 99p bike stand thing. Have you seen?
I know they've done 99p like things like socks and stuff like that, and every now and then something comes up as being 99p. They seem to do it quite a lot.
It's one of those strange things where it's like, what are they getting from this? How are they selling this for 99p exactly? Like,
how did they acquire them?
Yeah, how did they acquire them? acquire is the key word there, I think, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the Planet X website now, and like, it is all road bikes. I think there's one mountain bike-ish. Oh no, there's two. On one big dog and on one boot zipper. The boot zipper looks like it's a crazy retro sort of bike packing bike rather than being a proper mountain bike.
I really want one of those, like a gravel bike.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Oh, you need to talk to Tim from Wales.
Oh, does he have one? Like, I never knew that.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he has a gravel bike. He's a man of the dropped handlebars and the crazy.
He loves all that, doesn't he?
Crossbreeding in mountain bike to road clothing.
It's it's a good little site. Like, oh, I'm gonna, you know what? I'm like, we're looking at it now. I mean, we should probably.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
It's just so strange to think that like it's very like Only Fools and Horses. Like, it's very wheel edge.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
I mean, like, they're doing like this thing like a £1 or €1 kind of thing, and it's just so strange. Angela and Boris pound euro promotion. £1 equals €1 this week only. It's just very kind of like, how can we bring in the punters? Like, it's just like, oh, it's very weird, man. I don't trust the man, but a bargain's a bargain, like I said.
Yeah, it's like all this. It's like tax evasion, isn't it?
It's what? Sorry.
It's like tax evasion, isn't it? It's one of those things where everybody condemns it, but if you could do it, you would.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's it's definitely a doable thing, like. So have you been looking at anything on Instagram lately? Because like, I keep following people and stuff like this, and I keep look. There's a few things, because like my feed has considerably changed a lot more now, because like it's all just bikes, and then there's like smatterings of like. It's just like you get the odd adverts and stuff like that, but then it's just like occasionally it's just like photography stuff and that. I mean, is there anything that you're following at the moment that's interesting that people might be interested in?
Well, I follow a couple of the guys that I met at the NEC bike show, and that was Skills Loop and Trail Anywhere. And Trail Anywhere, the guys who did the funky rocks that attach to boards so that you can do all the training and stuff.
Yeah.
So they've been taking those out and about, and have been taking them to various different training courses, and that's been cool to see.
Yeah.
Different people are being on those, and Skills Loop has been using them a lot. So he's done a indoor track stand challenge on YouTube, actually, in his living room. So it's just 10-minute video of him doing the track stand challenge in his living room, like on his carpet and stuff. Which is pretty cool.
Oh, I'm interested in that sort of stuff. I really like that product itself. Because I remember when you did the was it the NEC show? Was it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and you did the you modelled that product. I thought it was really interesting, but I think a lot of people were looking at it going, why can't I just ride on real rocks? And I think they were missing the point like immediately. Yeah. And I was like,
you don't have real rocks. Like a car park in the middle of Swindon or something. You're not going to have real rocks.
No, what it is we're going to dig up the real rocks and we're going to replace it with plastic rocks.
Exactly.
We're going to ruin the environment. Jesus. It was just so funny, like the immediate, like, it wasn't even like, it wasn't like sort of a misunderstanding. It was a pure hatred for it straight away. Like, I don't understand it, therefore I hate it, and I'm going to blame it on you, Justin. It's all your fault.
Exactly.
It's just so weird.
Oh, here's a good one I've just seen, actually, is someone's baby who they dressed up in Santa Cruz Syndicate's outfit. There you go.
Holy shit.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
I didn't even know they did baby grows with Santa Cruz Syndicate wear on them. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
There you go. So if there's anyone, Mick, you've got a small child. I don't think he's going to listen to this, but he's got a small child. How much is that?
I don't know. It's on a God, if I can actually start talking, it's on a profile called Squad Pro Bike. They actually do stickers. So I actually thinking about it now, it probably isn't a real baby grow, but they've just stuck a load of stickers that they have lying around to them.
Can you imagine the baby just come and sticker bomb the baby?
Exactly. It's the sort of thing all dads should do.
Exactly. I've got loads of mates like who have got like babies now and are like,
Yeah.
you know, when you just like you don't know what to buy them because they're gonna grow out of it instantly. I think I'd happily regret buying them that.
Buy them, but go gender neutral, and then no matter if they have a younger brother or sister in the end, they can still inherit the clothing.
There you go. You see,
That's
hand-me-downs are the best things.
Yeah.
Speaking of stickers, I want to give a shout out on my own channel. That seems fair.
Oh my god.
I just want to say as well, you know the French downhill racer, Marine Caburu?
Yep.
She's been releasing some pictures lately on her summer holidays or whatever.
Yeah.
She's been like floating around in the sea and stuff like this, and I'm absolutely madly in love with the woman. Like she's amazing. She's an absolutely amazing rider, and she's just so funny as well. But she's oh, good God, she's very distracting at the moment. Christ Almighty. Anyways, back to my thingies here. Right, so I got. So there's a couple of youngins who comment on my channel. And
youngins.
I can only describe them as youngins because nobody like my age would get this excited over my content. And I can only describe them as young because like they're absolutely all over it. There's one lad in particular who is part of the Rough Tough Riders UK. I do apologise. I've forgotten his name. It's on the tip. It's literally on the tip of my head as well. And I'm like, for God's sakes, man! I keep thinking about Gary Barlow for some strange reason.
Oh God! Don't think of Gary Barlow now.
And he was just like, "You're going to be the next Seth Bikes act." I'm like, "That's very sweet of you. Like, very, very sweet." This is me rubbing my own ego, by the way. And these are just, I've only had a few of these, and they like absolutely mean the world to me when they come out with this sort of stuff. And then there's like one lad who, Shifu, I think he is. He keeps commenting on my YouTube pages, and he's lovely. He's just like, I absolutely love the channel. How are you not famous yet? This, that, the other. And I'm just like, oh, it just absolutely melts. It melts my heart to like no end. It's like, it's just so much support, but like, it's distant. It's really nice. And then I got 4 hours ago, bearing in mind. So when I posted that recent picture of the tree,
yeah,
have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah,
you haven't bloody liked it.
The one where it's far away and your bike's up against it, and it's just showing the whole tree.
Have you bloody liked it? You better have.
Oh, not yet. Hold on.
Christ,
I'll do that right now. I promise. I like your pictures. I'll go and like all of your pictures. I'm sorry.
Are you doing all of them? Oh, don't, please. Oh, no, my phone's going to explode.
I'm literally going to be like the only person liking your pictures for the next few days.
Hearts.
Yes.
Heart emojis everywhere. And he put on here is like question. Oh, no, sorry. Random question. But where is the merch? And I was just like, merch? I don't have any merch. And I was like, And I did think about it, because I did think about it ages ago. I put a poll out and people were just like, nah, not interested. And there was some people were like, yeah, I'll buy a t-shirt or something like that. And I was just like, we've had this discussion before as well.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I said to them, I was like, I'm working on some designs. I am genuinely working on some designs and stuff like that, in case the worst comes to worst and people actually want to purchase something. And trying to source somewhere that is consistent with good values, i.e. ethical, and also whom print at a good price to sell to you guys as well. So I was just like, if I'm going to print something, if I want to get something done, like, I'd rather it was like, they had good values behind them and stuff like this. And I know it sounds a bit boring and a bit vanilla and stuff like that, but like, I'd rather they did that and everyone got a good, decent product instead of like having, I don't know, like some kind of overpriced tat. Which, bearing in mind, when I was on the Seth Bike Hacks, what's it called, Facebook group.
Yes,
they were some people were complaining about how thin the t-shirts were.
Doesn't he get them from a standard t-shirt seller? Like so. Not a sports specific one, or they're just a normal place that does like concert t-shirts and stuff like that, I think.
Yeah, I mean, why are you complaining? You're supporting the channel. That's why you're buying the t-shirt.
Yeah.
So, but I still want to have a good quality product. Little known fact about me, I actually did run a t-shirt company for a small while.
Did you? That's cool.
Yeah, people don't know that about me. I mean, I've kept that quiet, but it's out there for all the 13 possible people that's going to listen to this. Hello to you. Yeah, he said. Then he was like, persistent little fella he is, and he was like, definitely do decal stickers, please. How can you resist? How can you turn that off or down? And I was like, I said, yeah, it's going to happen eventually, but again, like, I need to find somewhere that's going to be like, that's going to be good for the channel, like somewhere where like I'm not going to like rip people off and this, that. Oh my god!
Yeah, here they come.
Oh my god!
You asked for them.
Ask and you shall receive. It's literally so. If you haven't seen Justin's channel lately, the reason why he has such a beautiful logo is through me.
Yeah, it's all your fault.
And I spent. How long would you say it took me to do your logo?
I think we spent a good 2 weeks on it. I think
good solid 2 weeks.
Like going back and forth on it, quite a long time.
And you were very like particular in what you wanted, and I was very grateful for it because there's nothing worse than somebody going, yeah, whatever you think. I'm like, no, you're paying the money for it. Like, you tell me what you want, and I take out your design and I'll do your design for you.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than them going, oh, you just do what you think is right, and then you do what you think is right, and you take it back and go, not quite like that, or how do you want it different then?
Yeah,
not sure. Just give it another go. Do something else. Surprise me. And you're like,
surprise me. I'm gonna draw a big dick on your forehead.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I did Justin's stuff for him, and I literally looked at his face for 2 solid weeks. And I'm not talking about one picture of his face, like the design that you can probably see on his Instagram, and like photos. And I asked him for more photos and different poses and things like this, so I could kind of like get a good reference and stuff like this. So I was sick of seeing his face, and now he's liked every single photograph in my Instagram.
Oh, not every single one. Where am I down to? I'm down to the 18th of May. You post too many photos, man, for me to get through to the end of these.
Mate, oh my Jesus!
Still going. Have you turned your Instagram notifications off yet?
I'm not that famous yet, mate.
Well, it depends on if you use the right hashtags.
Oh my god! I use the right hashtags.
All right, I'll leave it there. If I go any further, oh no, I wasn't that far from the end.
No, you're at the end, mate.
I wasn't I was nearly there. Hold on. I might have liked every single one of your pictures.
I think you did, mate.
Hold on.
Jesus.
Let me see if I've missed. Oh, for God's sake, Instagram keeps doing that thing where you like slightly swipe towards the right and it gets rid of it.
Oh,
almost.
This is a carnage, absolute carnage.
Yeah, your phone's gonna have like no battery if it just keeps buzzing away with every single one individually.
Here we go. Thanks so much.
Oh God, look at that! Back on the 8th of September 2018, you went tubeless.
I didn't.
Did you not?
No, still haven't been tubeless. I bought the tubeless setup.
You bought the stuff and didn't do it.
My friend Cameron, who you keep seeing in my videos, he was like, because like for my birthday last week, he was just like, he bought this this tubeless thing. It's like you know, like the bacon bits that you get.
Yeah.
It's like the bacon bits, but it's like these big sort of like. The only thing I can kind of maybe describe it as is like a bit of like a bell end. It's literally that's what it is.
Okay,
it's like it's like the rubber part, and then you shove it into the hole on your tire, and you pull it back out again.
Oh, you mean the little boots that you use to plug holes in plug holes in tubeless tires? Yeah,
but it was like this other company that had been doing it, which I don't think many people had heard about. And they were like, it was really good, and he was like, "Shall I get you one of these for your birthday and stuff like this?" And I was just like, I haven't been tubeless yet. I bought it like hang on, when did that? So that was 8th of September the 8th, 2018. I bought that, and it's sat in the garage. What's going on? Like, why haven't I done it? Like,
for shame.
You know what?
Shame.
Do you know what? I've just realised. You know when you look at things and you're like, Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think I can use it. Because can you remember when I went and did the Eastgate TT and I told you I got a flat tyre?
Yeah.
And I tried to replace the inner tube because and the inner tube I had was the wrong valve.
Oh yeah, you had a car type rather than Presta type.
Yes. I've just looked at that photo now. I think that these are car type, the Schrader.
What, the valves?
Yeah.
Hold them up. Let's have a look. You actually got them? Hold on.
Hang on.
Hang on. Oh, it's too bright. Oh no. This is an absolute disaster.
This is what podcasts are for, really, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that
they do look like car type.
Yeah.
Unless they're super duper short Presta valves.
I don't know. Has anyone else used it's Joe's super sealant? You have.
Because they do car valves for tubeless mountain bike tires. They're very hard to find though. They're not like the sort of thing you can just end up accidentally picking up.
I may have found rocking horse shit then. Essentially.
When you're not trying, that's when you find what you're looking for.
Yeah, it's like when you get the drawer full of just cables and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like that, and you're like, oh, hang on. I just went through a box the other day with a microphone and bits and pieces from like my days of music. And I was like, I could use that for the podcast. Extra quality.
Yeah. Oh, that drawer of stuff that you just throw things in thinking, oh, I might use that again later. And then 10 years later, find it again. And like, oh, that looks useful. I'm glad I kept that. For what? Why did you keep it? What have you used it on?
You're going to use it for like that one thing where you need to convert like a USB into something else. And it's just like, I'm so glad I kept it.
I know. I have a big box of cables in my store cupboard from when I used to like be into PC building and stuff like that. I mean, I'm talking back when I was 18. So there's like IDE cables and there's a USB to IDE cable and a hard drive diagnostics thing. And it's like, nobody uses that stuff anymore. Everybody's on SSDs and things like that.
Yeah.
And it's just getting rid. And I've got a Xbox 360 data transfer cable. Why on earth did I keep that? You know, that's long gone now. So it's all sorts of weird and wonderful crap.
I mean, it's all getting to USB-C. Like my GoPro 8, that's USB-C now.
Yeah. All hail USB-C. It is a great standard that everyone should get onto. And I can't wait for Apple to give in on their Lightning connector and go USB-C as well. There is no reason not to do that. So
mine's charged by USB-C.
Yeah, my what's it called? The DJI Osmo Action charges by USB-C as well. Yeah. My work phone charges by USB-C as well.
It's great. I think it's obviously it's meant to be the future.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to when they actually get rid of JPEGs.
Or what? And just do everything PNG or something?
No, it's I don't know what they're going to do. I did read somewhere. I mean, if Lou listens to this, I mean, I like Lou, from Pedal Slip.
Oh, yeah.
He listens to this sometimes, I think. I think if you are listening to this, if you leave a comment down below, if you've actually found out, or if you know about them getting rid of JPEG and replacing it with something more formidable.
Oh, they do IT stuff, do they?
Well, no, it's just like JPEGs have been around since, like, possibly the 90s.
It's been around for a while.
Well, possibly even
GIF
more.
It's been around for a long time.
Did you just call it a GIF?
Ironically. Yeah. It is definitely GIF.
GIF!
It is definitely GIF.
But JPEGs have been around for a hell of a long time, and I think I'm surprised that they're still here. It's weird. I hate JPEGs because, like, when you upload anything to the internet, it's like, I see you've got a high quality photograph there. It's interesting. I like that photo. Hang on a minute while I just completely compress it and destroy it. I'm like, oh, thanks.
What this picture needs is more pixels.
More blocks.
Oh, yeah, less pixels, more blocks. That's what it is.
I heard you like Minecraft.
Oh, yes. Oh, my son's been getting into that.
Oh, you got your crackling back in your microphone again.
Have I? Yeah. Oh, that's probably me moving around too much, I think.
Bloody hell, you got to stay still.
Yeah, I know. Hold on, there we go.
Excellent.
I'm trying to look at the bugs that are crawling on the ceiling of this shed.
Oh, your Yeet Master 3000.
Yeah, I got my. Hold on, I got my spatula.
The spatula of death.
I squashed the absolute mother load of a spider about just before I got into it. Just before I sat down to call you, actually. The damn thing was like proper big house spider, and it had a belly full of eggs as well. And I was like,
oh no,
I can't have that hatching in here. And like, I felt bad doing it because, like, it's babies and that, but
babies and that.
Yeah,
it's a mama raccoon.
My previous life as a Catholic, I had problems with that, and poor thing.
You have further problems now.
Yeah, I know.
I just had an envision of you just going yeet, splat, and then just separation of just spiders everywhere.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of that going on. I actually bought some wasp nest foaming spray like last year I found a wasp nest under the shed, and the stuff managed to get rid of it.
As you do.
Found out it's very good for getting into nooks and crannies inside this shed for getting rid of the spiders and stuff.
Ah, interesting. I mean, I don't know the use of spiders in the shed because there's no flies to get rid of there.
No, there's no flies in here. I mean, the only thing they're doing is getting out of the wind a bit, I think, which again makes you feel bad for them. But at the same time, at some point, I'm going to need to repair the roof of this shed because all the shingles are starting to come up. And well, not shingles, the bloody roof tarp stuff.
I'm waiting for it during a live stream.
You know what's going to happen? I'm going to pull up that tarp and I'm going to get arachnophobia instantly as like thousands of spiders swarm my face. It's going to be like that scene in Starship Troopers. It's going to be exactly the same as that.
If you want to live forever.
And I go, would you like to know more?
I'm doing my part. Just as a big, massive arachnid sort of spike impales you. Yeah. Oh dear.
And what a great film that was.
I'll see you next time with like a robotic arm or something like this. Just as you just able to hold the manual.
It's so weird to see Neil Patrick Harris in that film, I've got to say. Like, seeing the stuff that he's done since, like How I Met Your Mother and all the musical stuff that he does recently. But see, for the first thing I've ever seen him in to be Starship Bleeding Troopers, it's just such a juxtaposition. I mean, I suppose he was a campy psychic in that as well, so it wasn't exactly like he was, blood curdling monster.
It wasn't like a big sort of like infantry grunt or anything, was he?
Yeah, this mountain biking podcast has gone in a weird direction.
I like that. It's not all bikes and stuff, but I don't know. Like, have you watched any mountain bike related things? Like, since we're talking about weird films and stuff.
Oh, mountain bike related weird films.
Yeah, or like, because
not weird films. I watched Fabio Vibna's latest edit he did.
Mm-hmm.
The one where he's in the streets around Austria, and he backflips, or he flips onto his handlebars and stuff like that.
I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, you need to go watch that. It's really cool, and he's also got a really good making of video with it as well. And that guy must make so much money off of t-shirt sales alone because of the stuff that he can do on a bike. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Where's where do we all find that?
Just search Fabio Vibma or Widmer on YouTube. It'll probably the first thing that comes up. He's got like 2 million subscribers now or something like that.
Vibmer. Let's have a
Widmer. Fabio Wibmer.
Widmer. Widmer if it's German.
Hello, Fabio Widmer. That kind of thing.
So you put racism in now.
It's not racism.
This is going so well for you.
That's an impression.
Oh dear. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna give no. He's Portuguese, man.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's not Portuguese. He's Austrian.
Is he Austrian?
Yeah.
There's a bit. Oh, I don't know what I'm looking at here. I'm gonna have to Oh no, that's an estate agent in Brazil. Okay. There we go. I haven't watched anything lately, apart from Rob Warner. Red Bull TV's got my fix at the moment. They're just, I don't know what it is about Red Bull TV. It's just great.
Hold on, I am gonna send you in the chat right now the link to Fabio's channel. I cannot have you calling him a Portuguese.
A Portuguese
person when he's proper Austrian. with the German and the soft German accent.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, when you live in Germany and then you live in the north, west, or the east, it's fine. But when you get into South Germany, they kind of like they blend into becoming Austrian.
Yeah, no. It's like aren't all the Arnold Schwarzenegger films redubbed in German again?
Yeah,
because there's such a soft accent that half the people from the north of Germany can't understand him, or they think he's a farmer.
Yeah, no, the Bavarians understand him to a certain extent. Well, I imagine they probably will because it's like very close.
Yeah.
You have like the area of Tyrol, which is like it's the mountainous areas which reaches from Austria, it sweeps down towards Italy as well.
Oh yeah, Tyrol, or however you pronounce it.
Yeah. So basically, like the way that Austrians like they have different seances and stuff like this and nuances rather. The way that they speak is like completely different to German. Like Austrians and Germans, like for the most part, they understand each other.
Yeah.
And they can speak Hochdeutsch, which is like High German, which is like your basic standard German. Hochdeutsch is huge. Like the best Hochdeutsch is in the West. I'm forgetting which town it is. It was like voted the best speaking like High German. And then you have like very Germanic of them.
The best High German accent.
Who speaks the best of our language?
Yeah.
And then you have like the northern regions, which they have their accents, and then you have like East, which is more kind of almost it's like Soviet sort of German. It's like kind of very like different. They've got like far different accents, and then you go to South, and it's like, oh, that's different. Very different.
It's like don't they speak German in a part of very northern Italy as well? I think there's a region of Italy where they speak German as well.
Possibly because the Germans during the Second World War, like we're going into history now. I have a massive hard on for history, especially about the war. During the occupation of Italy in the Second World War, like the Germans often married Italian women, and then you have this kind of like massive sort of like collection of like Germanic Italian people like all over the place, and it's just like this sort of like weird sort of area where it's like, oh, we're just gonna push aside our national heritage of Italy and confront ourselves as Germans, and it's like, oh, it's interesting. But if you delve into like where I lived in Zermatt in Switzerland, like they speak Schweizerdeutsch, which is it's very strange because like Schweizerdeutsch is the way that they would say it. From what I've heard, I might be wrong, but if I was to talk about Switzerland as a country outside of Switzerland, it'd be Schweiz. So
okay.
It's very like it's the same but completely different. It's like, for example, like if you have like, oh, wie geht's, like how are you, and then you have for example, like was geht's, which is the same thing, but it's like,
they go very very literal on the pronunciation.
So I see you changed your language there.
Yeah,
it's like
I remember going to Germany for I went to Bremen quite a lot because we were doing some business with a company out there, and I remember walking into this shop and buying something or other, probably a pair of socks or something because I'd run out on the trip, and that's usually what happens. And I went up to the counter. Can't speak a word of German except apart from understanding the basics. And I said in my absolute best Northern German accent, "Tschüss," and they went, "Ah," and then and they went, "Ah, a native," and it's just reeled off and German to me, and I went, "Hello."
Like, because I speak pretty good German.
I was like, "Auf Wiedersehen."
And when I went to Austria, I was learning like the different sort of like there's different bits of like hellos and byes and things like this, and they have this one particular word which is servus. It's like sounds like serve us, but the way that they say it is like there's a very particular twang to it. Like they are definitely people from the mountain. Make of that what you will. And so I was in the airport and I was like saying to this woman, I was like, "Oh, servus, wie geht's?" and things like this. And she's asking for my passport, things like this. And she's like, Bist du Österreicher? And I was just like, nein, ich bin Engländer. So it's like she thought I was like Austrian because I'd picked up this sort of thing from like traveling around so much and like learning. I was like, I need to just speak German, like Hochdeutsch, instead of just like speaking this, because then they're going to start speaking their weird Austrian German and I'm not going to be able to understand it at all. But it's completely different. And that's the strange part about it, because I say to people like, oh, it's like, oh, do they ask me, so like, do you speak German? I'm like, yes, I speak 3 types of German. And I'm like, okay. And people are just so confused. I mean, it's not an official language, but it's definitely Germanic, but there's like different parts of it which are like not German at all. And you're like, they've made it their own kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough, really.
You can't just learn German and then go and speak it everywhere anymore. Well, I'd say anymore. That's another geography thing to say. I should say Entschuldigung, which is probably the most important word for any English person to learn in German. It really, isn't it?
I mean, no, because you should never apologise to anybody in German.
Sorry.
Never apologise. German people immediately assume that it's your fault if you apologise.
But it is our fault if we're English.
Sorry for being English. Sorry.
Exactly. If someone bumps into you, no matter what, it's your fault.
Oh, you do the all too national sound of you do that.
Yeah,
kind
exactly.
of like
you go that way. I'll go that.
It's one of those weird things. I've never understood that.
Yeah, I don't either, but I still do it. It's a very southern thing, I think, where we're too afraid to confront each other on the issue. So we keep saying,
oh, you've just set off my Siri for that. Oh, good Lord. How did that happen?
That keeps happening to me. I've got an Apple Watch and Siri just keeps on activating randomly, and then it will listen to me. And it's done this in meetings as well. And it will say as loud as possible, I don't understand. And you'll be like, fuck you, Siri. I'm trying to explain a very, very complicated concept here to people.
Would you like to buy? Siri's just like, would you like to buy thermonuclear missiles?
Yeah.
This is about you, not me.
Oh, did it? Oh God! It heard me say the other day. I was having I can't remember what I was talking to my wife about, but I was doing an impression of someone, and I went really angrily, like "fuck you," and it went, I'm not answering that.
It's got its own particular mind, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, there's a good video you should search for on YouTube, actually, speaking of thermonuclear warheads, and I think we should finish on this. Search on YouTube for Thomas the Thermonuclear Warhead.
I've seen the meme of it.
You should know it's not a meme; it's a full series.
A full series.
It's a full like.
Count me in, brother.
And the artist who does those videos, and they are creepy videos as all hell. Like incredible artistry, but he is just so creepy. That's the sort of thing that should have been playing on the side of a house. He's done ones with like Ronald McDonald and stuff like this as well, where his face melts and all sorts of weird things.
Oh, it's like on crack and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
but
I've
if
seen
you just search on YouTube, Thomas the Thermonuclear Warhead.
Here we are, kids. I'm going to read this for you tonight.
Exactly. Come on, kids, go and watch this. It's a cartoon. It'll be fine.
Is it nearly as good as Samuel L. Jackson going "Go the fuck to sleep"?
Oh God! Oh, I remember that. God, we're going back a long way with that, aren't we?
Everything was silent. Go the fuck asleep. That was great. Just Samuel L. Jackson swearing in general is just like, oh yes.
Yeah, him swearing is an art.
All normality has been brought back to life.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And on that absolute massive thermonuclear bombshell. See that segue there?
That was a good segue.
King of the segues. Yeah, I think we'll finish this now. It's been an hour. Thanks for coming back on again.
That's all right.
Quite like having you on to talk shit too and stuff.
This is basically just one of our normal phone calls, but we've recorded it.
Essentially, if you're interested in what goes through the minds of two, aggressively average YouTubers.
Exactly. Aggressively average. I like that. I'm going to use that. I've got a proposition to companies with that. I'm an aggressively average YouTuber with 1,000 subscribers. Would you like to send me something?
It's a done deal. I'll send you the gloves.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh dear. So again, obviously, like you've got interwebs and social medias and stuff, and Twitters and Twatters and all that kind of stuff, where do people find you again?
At Casual MTB, or on places where that name was already taken, it's at Casual MTB UK.
Excellent. And you're on YouTube, of course, as well.
And I'm on the YouTube as Casual MTB.
Magic. So everyone go and follow and subscribe, and if you're interested and you'd like to cause more damage than good, then like every single one of Justin's photographs.
Oh, yay. Joke's on you, though. I just get the likes because I turned off my notifications.
Oh, no! Don't do that, then. Do something else. Message him. Oh, did he still get notifications? Yeah, you will. Anyways.
I will if it's messages, actually. I get notifications for messages.
There you go. He's put
Not
his
for
foot
anything else.
He shot himself in the foot.
Yeah, spam me, guys.
Right. Well, thank you so much to everyone for listening back in again. It's been a bit of a different one tonight. It's just been a bit more casual as ever. I mean, I keep saying that like it's some kind of pun related to you. It's not.
It's you got to say casual TM.
Casual TM.
Trademark.
So thank you to everyone for listening again. Thanks for listening. I'm the Northern Rider, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. See you later.
See ya.